In the top right of the map, here on Cloud Kingdom, we have our Zerg player, our pink player. It is none other than AceAl from Team Blackberry.
And in the bottom left, in the purple, as a Protoss player, it is All Innovations, Shadver.
Yeah, I look at that A and I wonder, like, there's a baseball logo that looks almost exactly like that.
Yeah, the Oakland Athletics. That's what that reminds
Yeah,
me of.
yeah, makes sense.
Yep, reminds me of either that or the Angels, thanks to Christopher Lee and Angels in the Outfield. Oh my god.
Yes, which I'm pretty sure LA is rather thankful for the fact that I don't think that movie's too like representative of the success of their team. But putting that aside, I know next to nothing about baseball, so let's quickly retreat from that topic.
I concur.
I
Let's.
used to play it a lot when I was a kid, and they put me in left field because I was useless. Think about that. Now we're playing StarCraft though, so thankfully I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so we got a spawning pool come down for Mr. AceAl first before gas and hatch.
This is a somewhat early pool as well. This is kind of in line with the timing that a person would generally expect for a Baneling all in. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going for that, of course. But he has the option if he's going for it that quickly. Could just be lane pressure. There's a gas.
Right.
Okay.
This is going to be quite the knife in the back, too, because it looks like Shadver wants to forge fast expand. He's got the pylon poised out front, waiting for that 400 minerals. He's going to drop this Nexus, and it's going to be hard counter from there.
This is... Oh, and he's going Nexus first. Ah, this is actually going to be very difficult to deal with if he does, even if he just goes for heavy link pressure minus banelings. The forge coming up after the Nexus is usually makes this a little harder to hold. Can be done. The pylon in the wall is what really concerns me, though, and that is usually as a Protoss player you can get away with that just fine. But if the baneling bust hits you and you don't have sufficient awareness that it's coming, there won't be a building behind the pylon, and you will just get link flooded, and it hurts. And by the way, there's a roach warren. So okay, different variation of this, but he's still gathering. It's still kind of similar. Your defenses are very, very light against this. I've encountered this a number of times in the ladder, though my experience with it has always been somewhat hit or miss. Like sometimes you manage to hold it off, you manage to get up enough buildings, you get up Mothership Core quick enough. Sometimes for some reason your opponent does the timing perfectly and then leaves immediately. I guess he didn't care if he won or not. That has happened.
Oh, crap. Yeah, still roaches. That's not going to feel very good. I mean, he's going to have a photon cannon behind this wall. But, yeah, like you mentioned before, that pylon is definitely the weak point. He's throwing a cyber core behind that. So if they do manage to break that down, though,
it looks like his base construction is actually set up so as to inherently be able to have some defense against this, which is it's pretty good. Difficulty here, though, of course, Cybernetics core is kind of close to the front. A lot of stuff can get picked off when you're dealing with roaches.
Yeah, you definitely...
The situation doesn't really have a lot to deal with it. And in fact, here they come.
Roaches out on the map. Ranged units spit right over the wall if anything's close enough. And, Just continuing to probe for this base here.
But, yeah, you're pretty much going to do this no matter what. I mean, the only thing that he could have had probably started by now could be getting into a Mothership Core if he had done things slightly differently. That warp gate isn't really going to serve him very well in this situation. Yep. Well, from here it comes down a little bit to Micro. He may need to pull the workers immediately to not die, though.
Roaches have revealed themselves. Gonna take down the Zealot immediately.
If he dead, that cannon will never finish.
And here we go.
And this is incredibly, incredibly frustrating. There's basically no defenses otherwise. He's already inside the base. There's no force field that's going to happen. Cannons are dead. And now he's just going to start slaughtering probes. He's starting to run up into the base. He is getting out a Mothership Core, which is, you know, it's a step in the right direction. But unfortunately, that thing doesn't really kill stuff very fast.
Yeah, so, since he dropped 400 minerals into a Nexus here, he has nothing to defend against us except probes. Probes are just going to get slaughtered.
He's just going to run him around, try to keep him alive as long as he can. However, Lings are already getting into the base. He wasn't able to close things off very well. He's trying to throw down more cannons. And he's actually going to go for a surround against roaches and fight them directly. This is going to result in a lot of losses for the Protoss.
Yep, lots of losses. You got Lings picking off the ones on the outsides while the roaches tank the damage. And, a total of 18 probes lost here. bleeding out economy.
And in fact, AceAl has come to the conclusion that he's done enough damage. He's getting speed. He got a couple more links, which he's, well, a lot more links. But he's already starting to grab 6 drones in the back of this. So he's basically saying, even if you find some miraculous way to survive, all I need to do is just start making a base and I'll kill you. Yeah. And to be honest, I don't think anything's about to survive this.
Nope, this is an absolute massacre. And the lings run up right past the probes and decided, hey, we should probably turn around. And I think Shadver just biding his time here. We're about to see GG in just a few moments. Picking down the pylon at the front. There's no way in armor units. The warp gate's coming down, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, obviously no hidden tech anywhere. Just what you see is what you get. He's going to lose the Nexus in the main, which is not so cool. And yeah, okay. Interesting choice to put that there, though. Lings can easily just run away.
Didn't run this entire course there.
Did kill off a couple of them. Force field goes down. He's got vision on the high ground, so he can actually just pick these things off one by one. So he survived this, but, you know, let's take a look at the worker count for a second.
But at what cost, Omega?
5 to 8. I was thinking it. I didn't say it. I wouldn't say it. I'd be that guy.
Yeah, 35 drones to 9 workers. This is absolutely...
I feel like there's this part of me, whenever this happens to me and I do manage to stabilize, where I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to fight as hard as I can just because I can. Not necessarily because I have any hope of, oh, goodness. Wait, what building is this? It's a spire, isn't it?
We have a new spire on the way, yes. Yep, he's, AceAl's in an extremely good position here. Shadver basically reset to the beginning of the game, just plus a forge gateway and a cyber core. That's it.
So I'm trying to think of what he could really do here. I mean, if he could try and save up the gas to go for Dark Shrine, I don't really think that's going to necessarily do it. He's scouting over the base. He sees the kind of economy that's there, and he's like, nope, there's no way out of that.
Instant GG. Very well played. AceAl takes game 1.